The story of Capoeira, the freedom fighters of Quilombo dos Palmares. In the 1500s, deep in the forests of Brazil, were African slaves. Enslaved Africans who escaped from brutal Portuguese plantations formed secret communities called Quilombos dos Palmares. One of the largest and most powerful was Quilombo dos Palmares, a settlement of thousands of black men, women, and children. Freedom fighters led by legendary warrior kings like Zumbi dos Palmares. These brave people faced constant attacks by Portuguese colonial forces, who then wanted to recapture them and destroy their forever resistance. But the people of Palmares had a secret weapon: Capoeira, martial art. Capoeira was more than just a martial art. It was a dance, a game. It was a spiritual ritual for the African slaves that were all there. To their oppressors, it looked like entertainment and dance. But behind the rhythm of the drums and the singing voices, they didn't know. It was a deadly self-defense for the slaves to use against the Portuguese. Capoeira was developed by enslaved Africans in the 1500s. It was mainly from Angola and other parts of West Africa. They fused their traditional combat techniques with music and movement to disguise their training. The ginga, the fundamental movement of Capoeira, kept fighters in constant motion, making them unpredictable and hard to hit. There were the kicks, like the rabo de araya, spinning heel kick. The meia lua de compasso, crescent moon kick, could knock out a soldier in seconds. At Palmares, Capoeira warriors trained in secret rodas, circles, where the slaves practiced their art to the beat of the berimbau, a single-stringed musical bow. When Portuguese slave hunters came, they didn't expect to be met with acrobatic fighters. The 1800 slave fighters, they could flip, kick, and move with precision like shadows in the forest. The Zumbi warriors used Capoeira to protect their people for nearly a century. The Palmares was eventually destroyed in 1694. The legacy of their resistance lives on with the people of the world today. Today, in 2025, Capoeira is practiced all over the world by many people, but its roots are in the struggle for freedom from the slaves. It is a living testimony to the strength, creativity, and spirit of black fighters who refused to be broken. Capoeira was created by African slaves in Brazil, not by the Chinese. Capoeira originated in the 16th century during the 1500s, when Portugal began importing enslaved Africans to Brazil to work on sugarcane plantations. These Africans, mostly from West and Central Africa, modern-day Angola, Congo, etc., brought with them their own fighting techniques, music, and dance traditions. Under brutal conditions and constant surveillance, they disguised their combat training as a dance to avoid punishment. This became what we now call Capoeira, Quilombo dos Palmares. One of the most famous strongholds of escaped slaves, called Quilombos, was Quilombo dos Palmares, which thrived in the 1600s. The warriors of Palmares, especially under leaders like Zumbi, used Capoeira as a means of self-defense and resistance against colonial forces. Chinese martial arts, Kung Fu, Wushu, etc., have ancient roots dating back thousands of years, but they are not related to the development of Capoeira. There's no historical evidence that Chinese martial arts influenced the creation of Capoeira.